All right, we're back with Bloodborne. And as you can see, I have more insight this time than I left off last time because offline, off stream, I was going through some chalice dungeons. It's sort of boring content for doing on stream, but off stream, I was able to get some of those chalice dungeons done. So now I have more insight, 39 to be exact. And let me talk to this person here, Eileen the Crow.
Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Burton Chapel in Cathedral Ward.
Too late. So she's a hunter of hunters. So basically, hunters hunt the beast in Yharnam. However, the same blood that causes the people of Yharnam to turn to beast eventually causes hunters to go mad. It's not so much it's the spilling of blood that makes them go mad. So it becomes more evident once we get into the DLC, but it's kind of an inevitable fate of hunters that they go mad. And when that happens, she's the one who has to put them down. And I did mention I have 39 insight right now. As you can see up on this chapel building, there is nothing here. Or so it seems. There's nothing that we can see at the moment. However, we're going to go away for a bit and then come back with more insight. And that will change. All right. So I'm going to use one of these items, Madman's Knowledge. So using this item increases your insight, but look at the picture of it. It shows like a wispy form bursting out of someone's skull, implying that the knowledge can't be contained by the human mind. And interestingly enough, the shape of that little wisp thing looks like a slug, like a parasite. The idea of parasites in the brain will become even more apparent when we get into the DLC of this game. But I'm going to go ahead and use both of these. So now my insight has went from 39 to 41. And remember, insight it represents your character's awareness of the true nature of the world. So as your awareness grows, you can see more stuff that you couldn't see previously. And we're about to see a really shocking example of that in just a moment. Once I go back to the cathedral. All right, I'm back in Cathedral Ward. So now, if I come back out here again, remember last time there was nothing on the chapel, right? Nothing on the side of the cathedral. Well, now there's this creature. Let me get rid of this guy first. Okay. Now that I'm not being rudely interrupted by this guy anymore, this thing didn't just appear. This creature is called an amygdala, and the part of the brain that processes fear is called the amygdala. In the game, it's spelled the same way. They just pronounce it amygdala for some reason, but it's the part of the brain that processes fear, and it's also the name of this creature. And the thing is, this didn't just appear just now. This was always here on the building. It's just that now that I have enough insight, I can actually see it. So this whole time I was going, in and out of this chapel, this thing was directly overhead. We just couldn't see it because our character didn't have enough insight yet. But now that I do. And insight is, your measure of your character's awareness, the true nature of the world. The character is now aware of this thing that was previously hidden from sight. So that's why this is now visible. And there's something else that is an interesting little secret here. If I come over here, there's this enemy, and I'm going to purposely try to get kidnapped by him. This is a kidnapper, and let me see if I can do that. I'm going to try to get kidnapped. I think I have to let him kill me, actually. And hopefully that wasn't just a waste. Notice how the loading screen is taking a little bit longer than usual. There's a reason for that, and it's because my character has just been kidnapped. I intentionally let that happen because it'll give us early access to a new area of the game. I'm in Yharnam, Unseen Village. This place is heavily associated with the School of Mensis, something that we'll get into later. Madmen toil surreptitiously in rituals to beckon the moon, uncover their secrets. So this person puts her faith in the healing church. We can actually talk to her if I have church garb, and I don't think I do. The idea is you impersonate someone from the healing church and she'll trust you. But I don't have any part of the outfit of the healing church just yet. So I'll have to talk to her later. And interestingly, these are mirrors underneath these drapes. The mirrors are covered up though. Everywhere here, all the mirrors that you see in the building are all covered up by these drapes. In some cultures, it was believed that mirrors not only reflect light, or not only reflect images, but are also portals to another world. And there's going to be hints at this sort of concept here in Bloodborne later on of mirrors not just being reflective, but also portals to other worlds. And so if you believe that a mirror is a portal to another world, then it's a good idea to keep your mirrors covered up so that nothing from the other world can get to you. That's sort of the thinking here. So now that I've found this lantern, I could go ahead and teleport back. But this is an interesting place. So we see here a statue to one of the amygdala. And here we see what looks like a child-sized figure wearing this, basically as a Faraday cage over his head. That's another thing that it'll make more sense later, but in addition to the study of optics, the School of Mensis was also involved with research into electromagnetism. Now, both optics and electromagnetism were fields of science that saw a lot of advancement in the Victorian era. which is what this is based on. These appear to be the bath messengers at the bottom of the statue, and here we see a squid-like creature. This is one of the great ones called, I think it's Abritus or Ebriatus. Ebriatus, I'm not sure how you pronounce the name. But this is the first clue that this is more than just gothic horror in this game. We started the game out with, hunting beasts, and the implication that these beasts were once human, and that humans can turn into beasts, or humans, in the case of the hunters, can go mad. But this is the first clue that this game is a lot weirder than was previously let on. We're not just talking about monsters anymore. This is getting into the realm of aliens and things beyond human comprehension. So this is where Bloodborne starts to get really weird. All right, I want to grab this item, but these guys are really tough. So, okay, I actually didn't need that item apparently. All right, that did a lot of damage, so I'll heal up when I can. And I hear a pig. Yep, not currently operable. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to let this pig see me. Ah, missed the jump. Yeah, I didn't want to get surrounded by these dogs here. But I managed. Any more? Yep, one more here. Okay. Now, I don't want to fight all three of these at once, so let me try to lure out the dogs first. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, when you can, try not to fight multiple enemies at the same time. That's... You always want to approach, especially when they're more powerful than you. You just want to be strategic in how you do this. Now for this guy, this is a tough one, but if I can get a sneak attack on him, that will help a lot. And okay, he hurt me. All right, so sneak attack's not going to work here. That's fine. I can get him the regular way. Oh. The parry timing on this guy is a little bit tough. It's like you have to parry him when he reaches his hand back, but specifically when his hand is flat. Like he's gonna use his palm to attack. Like not that one, because if it's a closed fist, it's not gonna work. Oh, yeah, okay, I wasn't ready for that, but that palm attack is what you want to parry. And that one, okay. Okay, I don't even really need a parry, I guess. Ah, okay. Got a little impatient there. That's fine. One more hit should do it. Okay. He's down. And there we go. I got a new weapon, the Tonitrus. And this is pretty cool. Let me actually equip this. Its trick is you can charge it with electricity. Some enemies are weak to electricity, so this really helps. The charging effect is only temporary, but against certain enemies, this could be very effective. Okay, I'm not sure how... Oh no, here's the pig. Yeah. Okay, it's somehow clipping through the wagon. Pigs have no business being this dangerous in this game. Let me use my spear. Come on, piggy. Okay. That's another pig down. Sky is starting to turn red a little bit. Behold, a pale blood sky. Now, the term pale blood has been used several times in the game. The term makes no sense. I'll just tell you what it is. When it says pale blood, it's referring to the moon. Pale blood is moon for some reason. And when the School of Mensis is trying to summon the moon, they're really trying to summon the creature that lives on the moon. It's sort of... The creature is called the moon presence, and it's sort of used synonymously with the moon itself. Yeah, the pigs sounding like humans. I've heard one theory before that's why in some cultures the eating of pigs is taboo, because in some ways they're too much like humans, so it made people uncomfortable. Okay, I'm not sure how much I can progress at this point yet, because I came to this village earlier than you would otherwise because I got kidnapped. I believe I can get to the boss Dark Beast Parl, though. I should be able to get to him at this point. And yeah, this music in the background with the chanting, this isn't present in the other parts of the game that I've been in so far. Oh, you know what? No, the entrance to Dark Beast Parl is actually from inside. So I remember, yeah, there's a hole in the wall that I need to go through. And I'm actually probably not yet prepared for that fight. I'll give it a try, and if it is just not going well, then I'll move on to Vicar Amelia. Okay, that looks like trouble, so I will avoid that and try this route. Oh, always gotta get these guys. They're the bloodborne equivalent of the crystal lizards from Dark Souls or the scarabs from Elden Ring. They usually drop upgrade materials. So I should actually be able to upgrade 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I should be able to upgrade this weapon another time. All right. Looped around, so I believe it's either this way or I need to go a little bit lower. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't see that guy there. All right. Well, that was not pleasant. And since I don't remember being ambushed like that before, this might not be the right way. That's fine. I like how these beasts say, this town is finished when you kill them. Like, I'm the bat neighbor that moved in. Come on, do your parry attack so I can parry you, please. Nope, not the parry attack. Okay. I have to remember it's palm flat, not closed fist, but palm flat is the parryable attack. Like that one. I just missed the opportunity to parry just now. And because when you receive damage in this game, you have a limited amount of time to quickly recover some of your lost health by counterattacking, this game really incentivizes aggression. In fact, I don't know if I actually obtained the shield. Yeah, I got the shield. And the shield says, hunters do not normally employ shields, ineffectual against the strength of the beast as they tend to be. Shields are nice, but now they engender passivity, which is sort of the game's hint that you're supposed to be more aggressive in this game compared to, say, Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, shields were really good. They can pretty much trivialize a lot of the game, actually, if you have a good shield in Dark Souls. But Bloodborne, they specifically made it to where shields were not great at all, specifically so you wouldn't rely on them and you would have to be just aggressive. Okay, yeah, this is the right way to go. Cool. And I did obtain a bunch of insight so I could show the hidden side of things, like the amygdala on the cathedral building. But now that that's present, having this much insight actually makes the game a little bit harder in some ways. So I can actually expend insight by summoning people here, and I can spend insight in the messenger shop in the Hunter's Dream. So now that I've gotten a lot of insight, let's work on reducing the insight so the game's not quite as difficult. Okay. This guy's going to help me fight Dark Beast Parl, and of course, summoning someone increases the boss's resistances, so he's going to be a little bit tougher, but now there's a second person. I'm not sure that summoning is actually worth it in this case, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, this guy, you have to worry about area of effect explosions. When he starts to explode, you want to get away from him. Like that. These explosions can, at lower health, they can easily one-shot you. I'm trying to get to his limbs. Basic, whoa. Okay. The key here is to try to break its limbs. Like that. All right. It's gonna explode. All right. Oh, someone just didn't quite get there in time enough for a riposte, but this other guy actually stance broke Parl. No, no. Oh, okay, good. Avoid the explosion. Ah, come on. No, I'm caught underneath him. I'm caught. Okay. Survived. Not able to get a riposte here. Oh, and I should try fire paper because beasts are usually weak to fire. Wow. I actually beat him. It's usually the area of effect explosions that kill you with this guy. So, luckily, and of course beating him upped my insight to 45, so now I have even more, which is actually not good. Basically, one of the way, so not only do some new enemies appear when you have high insight, and some enemies use new attacks with high insight, but also things like frenzy, for instance, your resistance to frenzy is lower when you have high insight, because it's almost like this concept that the more awareness you have about the world, the more prone you are to madness. I'm intentionally avoiding fights here because if I can make it from Dark Beast Parl all the way up to Jura without attacking any of the beasts, then I can resolve this conflict with Jura peacefully. Can I do a Sparta kick in this? Let's see. Nope. Sparta kick is only the Dark Souls games, I guess. I was going to see if I could just kick Jura off the roof, but that's probably going to be harder than it looks. Jura's the guy with the machine gun up here. Is he going to be hostile? Okay.
Well, how did you get in here? It's no matter. What brings you to old Yharnam? I've no interest in matters further up. But you must not disturb this place. Beasts do not venture above. Mean no harm to anyone.
They mean harm to me.
If you still insist on hunting them, then I will hunt you first. You understand me?
So I can make peace with him if I agree to spare the beast.
I no longer agree, but I was once a hunter too. There's nothing more horrific than harm. In case you fail to realize, the things you hunt, they're not beasts. They're people. One day you will see. It's time you got going. First, a farewell gift. I have no use for it anyway.
That's what I want to talk to him to get. And he says the beasts are people, and that explains why the beasts say human things. Like the beasts call me the beast when I'm attacking them. They say like, "You foul beast," or "Away, away," stuff like that. they were once people that were turned into beasts because they consumed the blood offered to them by the healing church. Supposedly they cured their sicknesses, but it had the effect of turning them into beasts.
What is it? Go. You have the whole night to dream. Make the best of it.
I think I want to try to take this guy out because the truce that we came to only lasts as long as I don't attack any of the beasts. But they're all over the place down there, and it's going to be hard to progress without fighting the beast. And if I fight the beast, he'll open fire on me with that machine gun again. So let's see if I can take him out. Okay, he fell to his death. That works for me. Nice. Well, okay then. I was expecting a difficult fight. I wasn't expecting him just to fall off the edge. I'll take it though. All right, so after this, I can go fight Vicar Amelia. There's another hunter. There. Now he won't interfere anymore. Timing on this parries is difficult with especially the humanoid enemies because they're so hard to read a lot of times. And unfortunately, your parrying mechanic is the bullets, and you can only carry 20 of them at a time, so you only get 20 parry attempts. Which sounds like a lot, but when things are this fast-paced, not really. And of course, he can parry you too, with his gun, which is why he's using it so much, except he's not limited to 20 bullets, because this is a Souls game and everything has to be unfair. Yeah, these birds that bark like dogs are just really creepy. Okay, can I jump this? Oh well. I probably could, but that's a tough jump. All right. Obviously, this is going to be an ambush because this is a dark room. Gotta watch for those stairs. There we go. Parry. And I only have one bullet left though, so forget parrying for now. Yeah, both your parry mechanic, which is the bullets, and your healing, which is the blood vials, are consumables. Unlike, so it's not like it'll refill from your stock when you rest, but you still have a finite amount. And I'm out of bullets now. So it's sort of a controversial decision to make both healing and parrying reliant on a consumable item that you have to farm for. There should be an outfit up here that is good for fire resistance. The red moon, I'll read it in a bit. Okay. The red moon hangs low and beasts rule the streets. Are we left no other choice than to burn it all to cinders, referring to the burning of old Yharnam because it was overrun with beasts. And the red moon is something that will appear later. Right now the moon is white, but later on it'll become red. Because this game takes place all within one night. All right, now that Jura's not there with his machine gun anymore, I can actually safely walk around here without being, gunned down by a machine gun turret. And out of bullets. These guys inflict poison, by the way, and in Bloodborne, poison is so much worse than it is in any of the other Souls games, like Dark Souls, Sekiro, Elden Ring. Poison in Bloodborne will kill you quickly. Even there's slow poison and rapid poison in this game, and even the slow poison is just bad. Okay, so cool. So this is the game where I always have antidote on my quick select option because of just how terrible poison is here. Oh, you stuck in the door? Okay. All right, time for Vicar Amelia. This game, Bloodborne, was actually developed at the same time that From Software was developing Dark Souls 2. So there was speculation that the good team got put on Bloodborne while the B team got put on Dark Souls 2. And I have to say that when it comes to like the accuracy of some of the mechanics, like hitboxes, like lock-on mechanics, all that, I tend to agree that mechanically they did a better job with Bloodborne than they did with Dark Souls 2. I should remember to spend some of my insight because I'm about to go past some enemies that can inflict frenzy. Okay, this is the old lady I talked to before and I sent her here. Yeah, the people of Yharnam are very, very distrustful of outsiders. Which reminds me, I need to check in on Gilbert later. And Eileen should have gone. Okay, she's still here.
Don't go near the tomb of the Erden chap. I have business there.
I can help her out with that quest, but it's kind of tough. Oh, he's got my blood echoes from the kidnapper. So in other Souls games, your souls, your blood echo, your runes or whatever will drop at the point where you die. That's usually the case in Bloodborne, but sometimes they'll be held onto by an enemy instead, and you have to kill the enemy to get them back. Oh, I just took some damage there. Oh, and I could, well, I was going to see if I could spin on these blood echoes, but yeah. Okay, these are the guys that can inflict frenzy, so gotta watch out for them. All right, time for Sister Amelia. And let me get a different weapon here. Fire paper and this. Oh, wow, she still does a lot of damage. I'm going for limb breaks. Maybe my cleaver is better here for this. Can I get to her head? Ah, didn't quite get to her head in time. Not near her head. Okay. More fire paper. Nice. Yeah, when it comes to weaknesses of bosses, if they're beast-like, they're probably weak to fire, but if they're slimy-like, they're probably weak to electricity. All right, now things can start to progress. When I get this is the skull of Lawrence. Let's inspect it. Time for a cutscene.
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell. Oh, I know. You think now...
Oh, I might have actually messed up Eileen's quest.
No, but you will never listen. I tell you, I will not deny.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
God's spirit runs.
So that was the old guy was Master Willem, head of Bergenworth, the university in Yharnam, and the guy he had a split with was Lawrence, and Lawrence wanted to. So both of them were. This whole game. The theme of this whole game is basically science gone wrong, and it's. Has lots of references to types of science that were popular in the Victorian era, and one concept was the science of evolution. So at that time, people in the Victorian era had sort of discovered that humans had evolved, but they didn't know how that had happened exactly. Darwin came along later, but at this time, people were trying to solve the mystery of how did humans evolve. They had come to the understanding that humans had, but they didn't know how. And not having that understanding, the natural, thought process was, okay, if humans evolved from other primates, then isn't it possible that humans could then evolve into an even higher species? And that's sort of the mentality that was driving Bergenworth here, is to get humans to the next stage of evolution. But they had different ideas on how to do that. So Lawrence wanted to use the old blood, which came from the lost civilization of Thumaru. But of course, Willem knew that the old blood had disastrous side effects. In this case, the experimentation with the old blood resulted in the beast plague, humans turning into beast. So Willem was right. Willem's perspective was, all right, instead of using the old blood, our path towards advancing human evolution is going to be to obtain eyes on the inside. In other words, expanding human consciousness to be more like the great ones. So this is where, there's a delineation here between the game starts out as gothic horror and then transitions into cosmic horror. Okay, Tomb of Urton not functioning at this time, and I know why. So let's go to. There's two ways to get there. I'm gonna try going back from Cathedral Ward. There's a possibility that I can mess up this quest here. I have to help Eileen fight this other hunter. I can't let Eileen get killed, and I have to make sure I don't accidentally hit Eileen with my weapon because it'll aggro her and also mess up the quest. So the best thing would be if she stayed out of my way and let me fight this other hunter for her, but of course she's not going to do that. She's going to get in the way constantly. So we'll see. This could possibly mess up her quest line, but if it does, I'm not that concerned about it. Okay, here we go. There's the mother of that little girl. Oh, that's, okay, there he is. That's Henrik, I think. Hopefully Eileen stays out of the way, but of course she won't. This is like worse than an escort mission. Because, yeah, how am I supposed to fight this guy without hitting her? Yep, she just got parried. So, okay, cool. It worked.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks. We made it with our lives. You're not bad at all. You must have killed Gascoigne as well, then.
Yep.
He was falling apart, I'm sure it had to be done. But try to keep your hands clean. A hunter should hunt beasts. Leave the hunting of hunters to me.
Try to keep your hands clean, she says. Meanwhile, I'm covered in blood here. So next she should be going to the chapel where Amelia was. I believe that's, it's not, oh, it's Church of the Good Chalice. No, that's not right. Grand Cathedral. Okay, Grand Cathedral. As I mentioned that last stream, that funeral scene you just saw there with the people looking up, I believe that they were interrupted in this funeral procession by the arrival of the moon presence. Oh, and the messengers have something for me. I'll get it next time. And if I remember, next time I'll make sure to dress up the messengers, because you actually get them headwear and stuff to wear, which is kind of cool. And yeah, this chapel decorations make it very obvious that people here were aware of the Great Ones. Oh, okay. I just aggroed them. All right, I think I can talk to Ariana now, but first, yeah, I'll go talk to Ariana. These guys should be asleep now because it's getting to be nighttime. Wow, okay. Yeah, the things coming out of that guy's lantern don't happen at low insight. So this is one of the ways in which higher insight makes the game harder, because some enemies have attacks that they didn't have with lower insight. So there's, in other words, there's things in the game that can harm you only if you're able to perceive them. Which is kind of weird, because normally if you can't perceive danger, it becomes more dangerous. But in this game, you're safe from the dangers that you can't perceive. And by the way, the clothes these guys are wearing, affiliated them with the Healing Church. All right, let's see if I can open this gate now. No, I'm not trying to sit down. You can get a lot of Batman's knowledge over here. I don't want high insight, but you can spend insight to get stuff. And actually, if I get up to 60 insight, it should actually let me hear something that you won't normally be able to hear until much later in the game. So how many do I have? Let's see. 8. Okay. So I need like 4 more than Batman's knowledge, and then I can uncover a new secret. So I'll hold off on spending some for now. Can unlock these paths. Oh, flamethrower. Poison knife, that'll be pretty useful in a later boss fight. Okay, yeah, this is the place I need to be. So this is kind of funny. If I talk to this guy, he's distrustful of everyone. So whatever you try to tell him, he's not going to listen. But if you talk to his neighbor, he'll become interested.
I'm off to hunt, so if that's what you need for, I'll leave you and answer. Is that you? Come on. Oh, thank you. You're a hunter, right? Might you know the safe place?
Yeah, so anyone you send to Yosefka's clinic is going to be killed because Yosefka is experimenting on them. So Urton Chapel is a safe place.
Oh, thank you, darling. Maybe I'll see you there.
And now if I talk to this guy again, he's going to demand to know where I sent her. So whichever place you send him to, he's going to choose the opposite one because he doesn't trust you. So I'm going to tell him of Yosefka's clinic so that he'll choose Urton Chapel.
Yeah, sorry. Too sharp for that one. I know it's superstition when I hear one. Even their lives.
So the fact that Yharnamites are so xenophobic is due in large part to the inspiration of this game, which is the works of H.P. Lovecraft, the writer who's associated with the cosmic horror genre. He was also extremely xenophobic, even by the standards of his day. And so the people of Yharnam are sort of reflect his mentality. Over here. There, now I got church church attire so I can impersonate someone from the healing church. Okay. Alright, well, can't help you if you're gonna stay inside. I really like to get another. I know I want to get low insight, but I want to get just 4 more insight, and I can use my Batman's knowledge, and then there'll be a new level of like the mystery unlocked once they hit that magic number of 60. All right. There's actually a boss in this game where if you fight it with 0 insight, it becomes much easier because it summons other enemies to attack you. The boss itself is not a problem. It's the enemies that it summons to attack you that's the problem. But if you have 0 insight, you can't perceive the enemies and therefore they can't attack you, which is just a really weird thing. Because it's the opposite in other Souls games. Like Elden Ring, for instance, has invisible assassins. So if you can't perceive them, you're in even more danger. But in Bloodborne, not having that sort of perception actually puts you in less danger. All right, this is a... couldn't sneak up on him. Okay. I hate when they spam the like the blunderbuss like that. Yes. Whoa, 2 of them. Okay. All right. Let's do this. If it was just 1, I could use the tree to my advantage. But all right. But we're doing 2 on 1 then. Okay. Staggered with that. So yeah, they can parry you too. All right, got this. Focus on 1 of them. One of them's almost down. Okay. But he's the one spamming the gun, too. All right, 1 of them's down. Cool. Use the tree to my advantage. Got this. I was really planning on fighting them one at a time. But that didn't work out. Oh, okay. Sniper. Okay. And nothing here. Okay. Ah. Oh, let me get this guy, this thing. There, upgrade. Yep, I died, but I got upgrade materials. Okay. And up ahead is, so if you've seen the Elden Ring stream, you saw the character Patches. Well, Patches is a unique character that appears in other Souls games as well, including Bloodborne. The only Soulsborne games that he doesn't appear in are Dark Souls 2 and Sekiro. But of course, Bloodborne being the weird game it is, Patch's appearance in Bloodborne is also weird in the sense that he's half human, half spider. Patches is basically like a trans-dimensional entity that can appear in multiple games, even though the games have supposedly no plot connection with each other. All right. Where was that little thing at? Ah, here it is. There we go. More upgrade materials. Nice. Yeah, I think Patches is meant to sort of be an Easter egg from the developers because he's sort of a comedic character, kind of like the Loki from the MCU. Hello there. But interestingly enough, he has different names. So, like, I think here he's called Patches the Spider. In Elden Ring, he's Patches the Untethered. And I think in Dark Souls, he's Patches the Hyena. I forget what he is in Demon Souls. But yeah, he goes all the way back to Demon Souls. And I've just been grabbed. I don't remember if I'm able to... Oh, okay, I don't have the Tonsil Stone yet. If I had the Tonsil Stone, I would hear Patches speaking. Okay, I have to get the Tonsil Stone first. Ah. Well, okay. The Tonsil Stone is what allows you to survive being grabbed by that and then transport it into a different area. And I believe I can get that from the Forbidden Woods. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to. There's no rules. Your only stealth mechanic in this game is to walk slowly. And you know, this much insight, I am extremely vulnerable to frenzy. Like, so yeah, this is gonna kill me probably. Because my frenzy bar is continuing to build. And then when it builds, you lose a bunch of health. Oh, really? I heard the sound that indicates, you know, he was stunned, but I guess not. Oh, good, okay. Real... Oh, well. Yeah, this is the downside of having high insight, and I definitely want to spend all my insight before I get to the later part of the game, the Nightmare of Menses, because there's enemies that can cause frenzy just by looking at you. So if they see you, you start building up frenzy. And in fact, if you watch the Elden Ring stream in the DLC, the Winter Lanterns, those are the ones in the Abyssal Woods. The Winter Lanterns originally appeared here in Bloodborne. And they're the ones that, them simply looking at you builds up madness. All right, Bold Hunter's Mark. All right, now there's going to be enemies here that if you have 0 insight, they simply won't appear. But yeah, these are the enemies. They're going to appear for me because I have insight. I'm just going to run. Come on. Fortunately, you're invincible when opening doors for some reason. I'll take it. All right, made it. Okay. All right. Nice, more upgrade materials. I could always use those. Having a bad day? Okay. More Madman's knowledge. What is that? How many do I have? Okay, 9. If I get 2 more, I'll just go ahead and use them. Oh. Parry timing is so difficult. Okay. Ah, okay, I was trying to parry that guy. Sometimes one shot isn't enough to actually successfully parry them. And that's where there's differences between the pistol and the blunderbuss, but I'm not quite sure which is better for which situation. And there's other things besides those two guns, but I just never took the time to really learn what the difference is between them all and what the pros and cons of each of the guns are. Pistol usually works well enough as long as you learn the timing. All right, I believe this is a shortcut. Ah, okay, I meant to get off there, but yeah, this is where I was at before. So now I have a shortcut unlocked. Let me send it back down. What? She recovered already? Whoa, what happened there? Well, I'm glad I unlocked that shortcut. Normally when you parry them, they stay down for longer than that. But I think sometimes unusual terrain can affect that, because I know, like, if I parry an enemy on the stairs, I have to be beside them in order to take advantage of them. If I'm at a different height, it messes it up. Well, now with the shortcut, I can just run past these guys. There, now I know where your hiding place is, so you're not going to sneak up on me this time. And I can fight this guy on actual open space. Okay, I think I get it. When he just simply raises his arms up, that's not a parry attack. But if he raises his arms up and starts to charge towards you, you can parry that. Ah, okay. Someone's here. Yeah, I see ya. Oh yeah, I have a lantern. And a torch. And yeah. All right, another madman's knowledge. All right. Up to 10 now. Let me get this thing. Nice. All right. Thought I heard someone behind me. All right, this way. I'm definitely getting plenty of these upgrades. Whoa, okay. I wasn't expecting her to be there. And another shortcut unlocked here. So now if I die, it'll be a quick run through here. All right, ball should be this way. Be nice to find another madman's knowledge before then. Can I beat this guy with... I'm not even gonna try to parry him. Ah, you didn't see that there. All right, can I please open the chest now? All right, now this is the one where if you have 0 insight, this boss is just ridiculously easy. But because I have, oh nice, okay, that's the, I have more of this insight now. So let me go ahead and use the madman's knowledge, all 11 of them. So next time I reload the area, I should hear something different. The change is only going to affect when you reload the area. Yeah, with 0 insight, these guys don't appear. And the boss is invisible, by the way. Oh, except for that. And it says the Witch of Hemwick. There's more than one. This is just the game trying to troll you. Now, I think they can heal each other too, or revive each other. Ah, this is not the same one. Notice the health bar didn't go down when I hit it. Ah. So that's sort of the... Yeah, okay, health bar's not going down here. So this is a the second one. That's sort of meant to be the subtle clue that there's a second one, and that the health bar is meant to be deceptive. All right, probably best not to finish this one off yet. Okay, yeah, let me find the other one before I finish. And unfortunately, I can't really tell them apart. I know there's one over here. Okay. That's there we go. I see him. Oh no, that was the... All right. Time to find... Oh, good, I got them both. Before the other one could revive the first one. Oh, wow. Rune Workshop Tool. I can now equip these Carol runes. They're basically sort of like the equivalent of the talismans in Elden Ring or the rings in Dark Souls. All right, and I need to go ahead and equip the church garb to impersonate them. Looks like I don't have gloves, but that's fine. All right. And because there's background music, I'm not able to hear what I'm listening for. I'll have to try it again in a different setting. Okay, it should be further down. So yeah, we have covered mirrors because mirrors can represent portals to a new world, and we don't want someone from a different world coming into this world uninvited, so they cover up their mirrors. And of course, we have people sitting in chairs wearing Faraday cages due to their experiments with electromagnetism and attempts to enter a new world through that method. There we go. Because I'm dressed as a member of the healing church, she'll trust me. I wish they carried this idea forward in other games. Like, it would have been nice in Elden Ring, for instance, if you could impersonate part of a faction by dressing as that faction. Kind of like Fallout New Vegas. And this is actually not the only time in the game where we can do this. There's one time in the DLC where you can dress up as a member of the Healing Church to trick somebody.
Thank you, sir. I was seized on the street.
Me too.
Brute in the cathedral ward. There were many others, but they've been taken, and I heard moans.
Okay. Let me actually... Is this the best armor? This actually might be the best armor for me right now. Okay. I just heard a faint hint of something. Let me go to actually Yharnam proper. Alright, so we want to get to the Forbidden Woods. Okay, so I could actually enter the DLC if I wanted to right now. But the DLC is, of course, extremely hard, so we'll wait on that. All right. And this is Ariana, who we talked to behind the door.
This is a safe place. Thank you. I'm in your debt. I'd like to tender my thanks, but I haven't much to offer. All I can give is my blood. I'm sure you can take, of course, but... Yes, I suppose.
Well, she doesn't look like she's having a good day. Okay.
Ah, you. The swindling off-comer. Did you really think that'd work? I'm fooling me. Now, off we go. You heard me.
He's the guy who wouldn't trust me.
I'll spare you one nugget of advice. Beware of There the beggar sits at the bottom of the bloody pooch, and then he's... What's he...
And that church person, I believe her name is Adela. She should be here, but she's not. Oh well. All right, I need to get to Forbidden Woods. Okay, in the background you can hear the faint sound of a baby crying. If you listen very closely, this wasn't something that you could hear before I had 60 inside. But once you get to 60 inside, you can start hearing that baby cry. The baby is actually one of the great ones an infant great one. I guess Alfred's moved on from here? Okay. But I should be able to find some stairs. No stairs? There's no map in this game, by the way, so if you get lost, you're lost. Nope, that's old. Yeah, I see there. Yep, heard the baby cry just now. So yeah, the entrance to the Forbidden Woods, I think it's in the big circular area. And you know what? Let me actually go ahead and spin this inside. So here's the bath messengers. I can buy some clothing here. Do I have bolt paper? All right. I'm back down to 25 inside. I'll save some of them for summoning. And can I buy some weapons here? When you get badges in this game, like the Saw Hunter badge, all these different types of badges, it allows you to buy more weapons from these messengers. All right. And pretty much every weapon in the game has, when you press L1, some sort of trick to it, like a transformation. Like this one turns into a spear. So it's almost like having two weapons in one. Okay, so I can decorate these guys. I'm gonna give them the Bloody Messenger bandages. And now they look like this. And I can actually find top hats for them, like so they can like wear Victorian style top hats when I find that. So everywhere they appear, they'll be wearing whatever hat you give them. All All right, so now we shouldn't hear the baby crying anymore. And the amygdala that was present and showing up on top of the cathedral also won't be visible anymore. It's still there, we just can't see it with 25 insight. Like if I come over here and look, the amygdala is still there, but I can't see it anymore. And since beating Amelia is now turned night, and we can see the moon. Not right now, but the moon's visible in the sky. And the moon will get bigger and redder as the night progresses. Not here. There's another way down. Okay, yeah, this is the central area that I was looking for. Okay, so I'm on the right track here. Ah, flamethrower. Yeah, notice the lantern has eyes on it. And they can shoot those things out because I still have over 15 insight. Below 15 insight, they can't shoot anything out and they don't have eyes on them. Eyes are a very popular symbol here. The goal of Master Willem in Bergenworth is to obtain eyes on the inside to make humans more like great ones. But eyes are sort of a metaphor for a sense that humans don't possess. So it's not literal vision, but basically an awareness of reality that higher beings can have that humans cannot have. Willem wants to aspire to obtain that for humans. Here we go. This place is so confusing without a map.
Oh, good to see you safe. Next thing, just tell me what.
I can ask him about the Vile Bloods now. Vile Bloods are basically vampires.
Once, a scholar betrayed his fellows at Bergenworth and brought forbidden blood back with him to Canehurst Castle. It was there.
Canehurst Castle is an optional area, but
Vile bloods are fiendish creatures.
this game is based around, you know, several classic novels of the Victorian era of science fiction and fantasy, including obviously Frankenstein, Call of Cthulhu and other H.P. Lovecraft books, but also Dracula. Specifically, Canehurst Castle and the Vile Bloods are based around Dracula. And check this out. I have 25 insight here. If I talk to him, the password is fear of the old blood. So fear of the old blood. So I have 25 insight. But now when I come over here and see that he's already dead, it gives me Batman's knowledge, which can increase your insight if you use it. So seeing that this supposedly dead person was presumably talking to me from behind the door is one of the things that can expand my character's mind. Like I said, this game is really weird, and as we progress, it's going to get weirder. Like we're starting to get this, the Forbidden Woods, one of the transitory areas where it goes from gothic horror to cosmic horror, because we're going to start seeing some weird stuff in the woods, especially even at 25 insight, that's still a lot. And yeah, this is a trap. Gotta watch out for those. Oh, okay. I thought it was safe, but I guess not. Wasn't expecting it to fly off the chains. All right, the tonsil stone should be in one of the houses up here. And yeah, that's obviously a trap. One of these houses I should be able to get behind. Oh, this is oil. Don't want to be in a lake full of oil when people are throwing Molotov cocktails. And I should be able to unlock a shortcut back to Yosefka's clinic. Actually, I can get in through the back door. And Yosefka's clinic is going to be really weird when you see what's inside of it. If I can find the way. Yeah, okay, I come right here.
the hours of the night. And the beast, more than I can say. This little hut unending. Not even death offers solace. And the blood imbibes you. A most frightful face. Oh my. But I'm willing to do you a kindness. Step lightly round to the right of the great cathedral and see
I think the voice talking is Patches.
church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. Yes, I'm unquestionably certain.
Okay, I got the tonsil stone. And by the way, I could go up to any house and get the tonsil stone. After a certain point in the game, I forget what the trigger is, but after a certain point, any house I talk to will have their resident temporarily replaced by that voice, which I believe to be Patches. Even if it doesn't sound quite like him, Patches is meant to be a trickster, so, you know, I'm not too concerned with vocal accuracy there. So I got another outfit. Ah, okay. Ah. Oh yeah, that's definitely oil. Which means... Oh, there's a shortcut. Kind of. that can pretty much one-shot you if it hits you. So you just gotta be careful about that. Oh, that wasn't a parry move. These beast blood pellets, they can increase the amount of damage that you do, but also the amount of damage that you take. So it's kind of risky. I should be able to get a cannon here. Oh, okay. Snakes just sprout from this guy's head because we're in cosmic horror territory now. And with snakes, they become much more difficult. I should get out my torch. All right. Oh no, I know it's waiting for me at the end of this place. The Shadows of Yharnam. But fortunately, this is a shortcut. So if I do die, I can get back easily. Shortcut unlocked. And this is a potential ally.
A new friend here. And an accomplished hunter. I am Volta, master of the League. Members of the League cleanse the streets of all that filth and sweat during the hunt. Like any half-decent hunter ought to. You know? Have you seen enough of these wretched beasts? Freakish slugs and mad doctors. Sentence these fiends to death with the help of your League confederates. What do you say? Why not join the League? Yes.
If you join the League, you can summon him for certain boss fights.
Come at the start. Our own cowl room, symbol of the League. The night brims with
You have to equip that rune.
and is permeated by their rotten stench. Just think. Now you're all set to hunt and kill to your heart's content.
He seems stable.
Cooperation with your fellows.
The boss fight of this area is a 3-on-1 fight that gets progressively harder, so it's gonna be tricky. So we'll see if I can do it. Yeah, even parts of this forest are resembling the amygdala here. Yep. I'm just not gonna fight these guys, just gonna run. A lot of crazy stuff here. I think that gate is locked. Let's see. Yep, does not open from this side. Ah. I hear pigs. Okay, I should be getting close. All right, this is the path. Okay, here we go. Boss fight time. Got this. I hate these guys so much. Ah. If I can just focus on one of them at a time, that will help out a lot. But the fire is... All right. Let me focus on one. Fire everywhere. How? What hit me? Oh well. Well, I will actually save this fight for next stream. I will go ahead and end it here, and then hopefully get my Wii U fixed by next time, and we can resume Wind Waker. But yeah, I do look forward to beating Shadows of Yharnam next time I stream Bloodborne. But I will actually go ahead and end the stream here for tonight and pick it back up another time. So look forward to seeing people there next time, and see you later.